House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Oh, sole mio. Okay, why am I singing like a gondolier and probably doing a very, very bad job of it? Probably sound like a castrated cat, because our very own dear beloved Liz Duenas from Remax Diamond Realty Guam went to Italy and did not invite Gina and myself. So, like, Liz, we're expecting some cannolis, maybe that will be FedEx to us.
Yep, you got it.
We want them fresh,
There
right,
you
Jay?
go. There, yeah, next day mail. Our friends in Italy can do that. The Italians are great when it comes to like shipping. But it is 2 a.m. where you are right now, so we don't want to spend too much time on like talking about how wonderful the country is. What we do want to spend time in is talking about the topic of today is Gina. There is some progress from a public policy standpoint on a issue that you've been very, very outwardly vocal about.
Well, the legislative committee through the efforts of the Guam Association, they've been pushing this. And that's, we want to thank Senator Chris Duenas Jr., Jesse A. Lujan, Thomas Fisher, and Dwayne San Nicolas. We want to thank them, and especially Senator Duenas, because it was actually one of my customers, John Santos, who approached him during one of the legislative hearings on another matter. We brought it up to everyone's attention that was present, and then John went and saw him personally, and he listened, but more importantly, he delivered. This is bill number 175-37, and the gist of the bill is to introduce a new nitrate reducing system so that the community can progress and move forward and have an alternative that is both that will make it possible for landowners to build on their properties that are over the Guam aquifer. That's the whole point of this, is to move forward, to progress, and to provide alternatives.
And
no
and
is
Liz,
never
or
an alternative.
Liz, or maybe I should say more appropriate, Elisabetta, since you're in Italy right now. I think that's how you say it. This is something that you said maybe, of course, the bill is proposed right now, so the legislation has not been codified, but you're very, at least pleased with the fact that a discussion that you've been saying sat dormant for going on like maybe more than 4 years. Now, at least the talks are in principle starting, right?
That's right. And, we've had technical support. John Duenas, my husband, has been really active in reviewing the bill, putting in technical aspects that are required in the bill to support the system. Now, our community in the northern area have been sitting on properties that they were not able to develop. So Gina and I are calling out to the community to be vigilant and keep on top of this bill, because this affects each and every one of us that live up in the northern area, and you have property, either parental subdivision or decedent properties that were given to you by your parents, and you're unable, your permits have been denied in the past from Guam EPA. So we're really vigilant to make sure this bill moves forward to help our community, especially in light of the limited housing crisis that we're in. This would allow people to build. We're not trying to change it to do above and beyond other than addressing the parental subdivision and the decedent properties that were given to people. So again, we need public outcry to come out and support the bill. Please support your senator's bill and come out and testify in favor of it, because it only helps you have the ability to build on your property. Many have been denied permits, many. And, we're told, oh, we don't have that many that were denied. Well, Gina and I have heard otherwise, and I'm sure other in the community can attest to that as well.
And you've been saying on this show, ladies, both of you, for several months now, if not going on a year and a half, that property which very often is somebody's birthright, or they've acquired it by whatever means and everything, they are unable to either develop on it to homestead for their own use, or maybe even commercialize it, or capitalize it for personal gain. But whatever the situation, that option was not available to them and everything. So Gina, have you gotten any feedback from the community and, those people whose property has been kind of in limbo, in purgatory to this point?
That's the only reason we're involved, is because we've gotten feedback from the community. So a lot of people are misinterpreting our actions. Yes, I've got some owners that want to sell their properties that they received, and it was a parental subdivision or a decedent estate. There's nothing wrong with that. Until things change, I believe we live in a democratic society. We believe in capitalism. And if my parents give me a piece of property and I choose to sell it for whatever reason I have, that's my prerogative. It is my right as a citizen to do what I want with my land. It's not a crime. It's never been a crime. And I don't think it should ever be a crime unless we change our system of government. And so, there are some people saying, well, you guys are just advocating the passage of this bill because you're realtors and you're trying to make money on this. No, that's not the reason. Families have approached us. I have some family members who've come to say, we received our map through the probate and we just found out we can't sell it because of the size of the property. In this particular case, this family, there were 4 brothers. And so the property was cut up into 4 parcels based on the current subdivision law that says that you can have 7,200 square feet of land in a decedent and in a parental map. So that's what the court did. The court said, hey, there's 4 of you. The surveyor says you're allowed to cut it up into 4 pieces based on the current zoning law and subdivision law. So we're going to allow you to do that. Well, they received their property and then they found out they couldn't do anything with it. It's not usable because based on the interpretation of EPA, you can't build on it. If you can't build on it, no one's going to buy the land from you, and you can't build either. It's useless. Farm it.
Okay.
I want to farm it.
Yeah, Gina, thank you for bringing that up. And I'd like to toss this over to Liz now because, now we see the possible opportunity that is available for landowners. Liz, what have you heard or what are you anticipating from the EPA, who now has, their own concerns and, their own set of rules with which they need to abide by this legislation?
I think in the law that we're trying to incorporate, to find middle ground, to serve the community as well as protect our groundwater. I doubt if anyone is against protecting our groundwater, but at the same time, protecting it could also mean affecting my right to build on my property. And I'm a product of parental subdivision. My start began with a parental subdivision lot, and many people out there are products of that. And to deny them, as Gina put it, deny them the ability to sell it for whatever reason. So if I wanted to relocate or if I needed monies to have medical treatment, you're going to deny me the right to sell my property. So again, there are governmental issues regarding our sewer. I know there's a big fund with the Waterworks division in terms of either repairing our current sewer system that may be leaking and affecting our groundwater. And then also the government has not extended the sewer system. So it's really tough on both sides to try to protect it, but at the same time penalizing the people. And Gina and I are all about, hey, our rights are being violated and we'd like to correct that. And that's what we're working towards, correcting the system so that the people aren't penalized because of governmental regulations. So we're trying to work together to fix that and allow people to do what they need to do for their families.
And by the way, everybody watching this right now, like if you're interested in this, and I think many of you should be, or if you're just, passing curiosity, my colleague Nestor Lecanto has a full episode of his show, The Hub. It's premiering this Friday at 8 a.m. on our YouTube channel. So make sure to check that out. Hit that little button that notifies you, because he talks to Senator Chris Duenas, one of the co-sponsors of this bill, and Simon Sanchez with the Consolidated Commission on Utilities for their perspective, the motivations that went behind it, and then what some of the feedback are. So you guys want to pay attention to that. Gina, some final thoughts on this after a very long and I know trying process. And I mean, you were, you even said this was very frustrating for you and your colleagues and everything like that. But is there now a sense of optimism from the realtor community and the clients you serve?
Actually, there is, because this is the most progress we've had in a long time. And really, for me, this is about protecting the environment as well as the rights of parental subdivision owners and decedent estates. And more importantly, this is about new technology that should have been introduced a long, long time ago. So, I want to reach out to all the other senators who have not already. I'm sure you're getting to it, but if you haven't already put your name on this bill 175-37, then I'm waiting for you. We're waiting for you. The community is waiting for you, because if your goal is really to protect the environment, then you've got to be on board with this bill. This bill doesn't change anything other than introducing the new nitrate reducing system, which is what everyone has said that we need to introduce in Guam in order to protect our environment. So get on board. Come along. Let's get this system introduced. Let's do the public hearings. Let's get it into law. It doesn't change any other parts of the law. You can take it and you can go through the different parts of the law. You will see that it keeps everything in place, but it introduces this new system. And if you want to protect the environment, you want your name on this bill.
There you go. So to Gina, I would say thank you very much for your candor, Gina, and adios, and Liz, of course, we say grazie and ciao.
Ciao.
And that's
Ciao.
about all the Italian I know. I need to brush up on my Italian. So ladies, thank you so much for sharing this information with us, and we're very interested to see where this goes.
Thank you, Jason. Ciao, Liz.
Ciao, Liz.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.